The 8 accused persons in the murder of AIGP Andrew Felix Kaweesi and his bodyguard Kenneth Ereu have appeared at the International War Crimes Division Court in Kororo for pre-trial conferencing. Before Lady Justice Alice Komuhangi Kauka, prosecution finalized with disclosure to defense and presented 150 exhibits to base on in the matter.
I wrote the list of what was physically inspected. There are 10 items. And we have the proposed marking. It's PEID 141 up to PEID 150. And I've consulted my colleague representing the accused. He has no objection if it may please this Honourable Court to adopt the same.
Among the exhibits were also physical disclosures they presented to defense.
And we have proceeded with the marking of several exhibits. The exhibits range from PEID number 1 to PEID 150. In those documents, or in those different types of evidence, they include documentary evidence, that is mainly statements from the accused persons, together with statements from several witnesses, especially the police officers. And still they include the physical exhibits. Physical exhibits, those are the exhibits which we saw then, including the car of the late which he was driving. Includes the clothes he was putting on then. They include several bullets. They include also several projectiles. And the telephone numbers which were got, or the telephone lines and the phones themselves which were got from our accused persons. Now, that is all the total of 150 evidence which the state exhibited in court and also delivered or exhibited to us. Now, today we have marked them.
Prosecution asked court to set the pre-trial hearing date when court will confirm whether the evidence presented by prosecution is enough to proceed with the pre-trial of the matter. Court has also issued a criminal summons against one Shafiq Kasuja, who jumped bail for now 4 times.
Though we have not proceeded with the pre-conferencing hearing, reason being one of the accused person is not present. We got information about his disappearance approximately a year ago, and we informed court. Now today court has issued criminal summons in order for the state to come on the next hearing date and give evidence and provide a report of his whereabouts. We tried to talk to his family. At the same time, his family came to court and informed court about his arrest or re-arrest from his workplace in Nkrumah. Ever since then, we have never gotten his whereabouts.
Court will resume on 18th April 2023. The accused persons have been remanded to Ruzira Government Prison. Meanwhile, prosecution has also finalized with disclosure to defense in the case where Jamal Chiyimba is accused of belonging to a terrorist organization, ADF.
The proposed marking from P1 to P10, but as PIDs. We're praying for a date for the pre-trial at this stage.
The disclosure, Jamal Chiyimba's disclosure is small. It's mainly one small file, which includes his statement, the statement of some of the witnesses, at the same time the statements of some police officers. And then also it includes a printout and a court order allowing police to make a printout of his recordings from Airtel.
Court has also confirmed the charges against Jamal Chiyimba, although he was not allowed to take plea, since this court has no jurisdiction to try this matter.
Rendering support to a terrorist organization, and it is contrary to Section 8 of the Anti-Terrorism Act 2002. That is the statement of the offense, and the particulars of offense are that you, Jamal Chiyimba, also known as Abdullah, also known as Tony Chiyimba, between 2021 and January 2022, in the Democratic Republic of Congo and the Republic of Uganda, you rendered support to the Allied Democratic Forces, ADF, a terrorist organization, by recruiting persons for it. You have another count and it is count 2, and it is belonging or professing to belong to a terrorist organization, contrary to section 11(1)(a) and 3, subsection 3 of the Anti-Terrorism Act 2002. The particulars of the offense are that you, Jamal Chiemba, also known as Abdullah, also known as Tone Chiemba, between 2021 and January 2022 in the Democratic Republic of Congo and the Republic of Uganda, you belonged or professed to belong to the Allied Democratic Forces, ADF, a terrorist organization. Have you heard? This is count 3, and it's a charge of soliciting or inviting support for a terrorist organization, contrary to section 11, subsection 1(b) and subsection 3 of the Anti-Terrorism Act 2002. And the particulars of the offense are that you, Jamal Chiemba, also known as Abdullah, also known as Tone Chiemba, on the 29th January 2022, at the old taxi park in Kampala City, you solicited or invited support for the Allied Democratic Forces, in brackets ADF, a terrorist organization. Have you heard the charge?
Yes, I have.
Okay, this matter is adjourned to the 18th of April at 11 a.m. for pre-trial hearing. Accused person's bail is extended till then, and criminal summons for A8 extended, and criminal summons issued for the sureties of A8.
The former Guantanamo Bay detainee Jamal Chiemba, 43 years, in the lower court. He denied all the offences. In this matter, prosecution contends that between the year 2021 and 2022 in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda, Jamal Chiemba belonged and professed to belong to a terrorist organization and the Allied Democratic Forces, ADF. He has been remanded to Luzira Government Prison. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.